All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Game 2 of the finals here. GuC versus Team Eclipse, a.k.a. MuFC. We're in Game 2 of the finals here in the September online qualifier of the Malaysian Han National Championship 2012. I'm Zyori, with me is Min, and this very well could be the last game of the tournament. We'll see if MuFC can take it 2-0 or if GuC can take this one and bring us into an ace match. Min, after seeing Game 1, what are your thoughts here coming into Game 2?
Wow. Well, just one word. Cap Arsenal really plays a good scout, and wow. And seriously, I don't really see a behemoth hard scout in TMM, and it really works out fine. I mean, it's really tanky and it hurts at the same time with the wing bowl he picked up in the last second. So, and I have to admit that MuFC, also now as Team Eclipse E, they really have good coordination and their teamwork is really, really good and outstanding.
Yep, I absolutely agree with you, good sir. And yeah, there was some mean scout playing in game number 1, no doubt. Now, something interesting is happening here, and we'll take a look at the bans in a moment, but Fade is going to be first picked by MuFC, aka Eclipse, over on the Hellborn side. And that's really interesting because Fade was on the GuC roster last game, picked very, very early on, actually in the first grouping for GuC alongside Aluna, and it didn't work so well. Fade was actually one of the lowest farming heroes in that last game. I think he ended 0-7. Both XP per minute and gold per minute were in the double digits. So Fade really didn't prove to be a valuable asset in the last game, and here we're going to see Team Eclipse first picking Fade. I mean, they just passed up so many powerful heroes to pick up that Fade. I'm actually a little bit shocked.
Yeah, I'm shocked as well. I mean, Aluna and Bubbles is like a first pick potential hero, and they actually went for Fade, and it's really shocking.
Very shocking indeed. So we'll see how it works out for him. The first two picks, Aluna and Wretched Hag, two of those scary heroes that I was sort of thinking in my mind as being passed up. Polywog Priest and Bubbles, kind of the next two that come to mind right away. I wouldn't be surprised if Bubbles actually is the other pick here alongside Polywog Priest. He's just so damn powerful and fits in so nicely. Up there it is. Bubbles going to be picked up. So let's go ahead and do this kind of retrospectively. Take a look at the bans. Pixie Baby over on the Eclipse side is going to start us off with a ban on Tempest, followed up by Draconis, Jereziah, Pebbles, Tundra, Meraxis, Ophelia, and Armadon. So looking pretty similar to the Game 1 round of bans, I think here, Min.
Yup. It looks kind of familiar, like Tundra, Ophelia, Armadon. All these are banned in the previous Game 1, so nothing stand out pretty much, and the rest of the bans are quite standardized, and yeah, I do agree it's a pretty standard ban.
Yeah, and pretty similar as well. Again, just because this could be the last game of the tournament here, I want to make mention, Tempest, I don't think we saw, did we see maybe in one game, maybe? And I don't know which game that was, if there was such a game. Tempest just had 0 showing in this tournament. Perhaps we just got a bad batch of RNG for games that we decided to stream, but yeah, not much Tempest love, so still interesting to see her banned here in the finals, but of course, quite the powerful hero, so not so surprising on that front as well. Forsaken Archer and Hammerstorm going to join the Wretched Hag Aluna roster here for GuC. We haven't seen too much Forsaken Archer, certainly not yet today, and we'll see how she fares. GuC unfortunately going to reveal their hand a little bit. It looks like Eclipse may be considering a Magebane pick and just go for the... You go for Forsaken Archer carry, we're going to one-up you, and we'll call you Forsaken Archer and raise you a Magebane, so to speak.
Yeah, that's right. So I totally agree with you with that. So now it makes more sense why they do a first pick of Fate to actually, I think they wanted the Magebane pick. So there we go, a Magebane. Yep. Wow. So yeah, it makes more sense why are they first pick Fate right now. So yeah, this is the main reason.
Yep. Absolutely right, sir. It's all coming into focus now. Of course, Fade is one of the few hard counters to Mage Bane. I hate to use the hard counter term, but maybe you could just say effective counter early on, however you want to coin it, and that makes a lot of sense. And seeing Fade as a pretty highly sought-after hero anyhow, partially as protection against Mage Bane, that's going to make a lot of sense. So now GuC has a sticky decision to make. What are they going to do? How are they going to counter this Mage Bane? They can't pick Fade. She's off the board. He's going to out-carry this Forsaken Archer. Forsaken Archer is not a great choice to go toe-to-toe with Mage Bane. She doesn't really do much in the way of countering him. I don't know. They don't have a whole lot of great options here. I hate to say it, man, but this may be a time for Puppet Master. Come on, let's see this Puppet Master. It's his time to shine. Let's break off the rust.
Well, I don't. Oh, so they are going to do another Moon Queen strategy. I don't think it's really good, and because they are. Oh my god.
There it is. Oh my god, it's gonna be a Moon Queen. So, although I agree with you, I don't know that Moon Queen is necessarily the best fit into this roster alongside Forsaken Archer. It is along the same lines that I was going as far as if you want to do something against Mage Bane, you need to pick a comparable carry, you need to pick a counter of some sort, or you need to pick a team that can capitalize on a timing before Mage Bane gets farmed. I know at least I talk about those timing windows a lot, even though it seems teams don't execute them as crisply as those opportunities present themselves. The opportunities are there nonetheless. Now with Moon Queen, they are going to have some opportunity in this mid game to try and take some advantage, pressure that Mage Bane before he can get too out of control. Again, need to make sure that that Rune Cleaver doesn't come out too early. We saw a 12-minute Rune Cleaver on Scout last time for MuFC, and that was really the beginning of the end. And if they can rinse and repeat that for Mage Bane this game, I think they will be, well on their way to taking a 2-0 finals here in this tournament.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So, well, they do have a Ratchet Hack, and eventually Ratchet Hack will finish off her Hellflower. So, the Hellflower will be a direct counter to Mage Bane because Hellflower is really effective against Mage Bane. When you cast on Mage Bane, he can't Geometer and he can't blink away. So, it's sort of a counter, but you have to ensure that our Ratchet Hack gets her farm, and yeah.
Yep, well that's certainly true. You can counter Mage Bane through items, is kind of the point you're getting at here. Crowd controls and Hellflower are the way to go, and there certainly is enough stun on this Legion team to make that happen. In the bottom lane, we're going to see Tofu concede an early Bloodlust. I was actually tunnel visioning on the top lane and missed the beginning of that engage. God damn. My bad. But regardless, he is going to fall. That is not what they were looking for. Of all the heroes to go down, Moon Queen is not a very good one for GuC. And who actually got the Bloodlust? Yeah, it's going to be Glacius. So not too bad, but Pixie Baby going to have plenty of gold here for some extra ward action early on.
Yeah, that's right. So you wouldn't want a supporter to get a Bloodlust kill instantly. If it's a babysitter, he could immediately get the red shield, so it will give a more advantage at the laning phase with the shield. So yeah, it's definitely huge, even though it's just a supporter getting the Bloodlust kill. So
it's kind of interesting as well, that whole theory crafting about who's best suited to pick up a first blood. And there's a couple of different schools of thought. I know Fnatic, specifically Fnatic Raid Call, but probably also Fnatic MSI, they actually preferred early kills and Bloodlust to go to supports. Their thought process was, well, Glacius isn't going to get any last hits in lane. He's not going to have any farm. You know, he's going to need that extra gold early on. The carries, they're going to be farmed no matter what. They're going to have plenty of creeps throughout the entire game. We need our supports to get a little pick-me-up early on, so we're going to let them pick up the kills. Other teams think that's complete hogwash, and they give absolutely everything to the carries, and they say, most importantly, that first blood bonus gold is best suited to go to a carry. So I can sort of see both sides of the argument. I don't really know quite where I stand, but regardless, Glacius going to be the proud victor here in this one.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, different teams have different mentalities on their gameplay. So, well, some people think that, wow, support in the lane, they can't get anything. They just do the deny all the while. So, well, just give them the Bloodlust kill to actually, like, have some gold in their bank, and it will not be so tough for them to actually keep up with the warding. So, and some people just stress that, oh, everything has to go to the carries, and the sooner they get the item, then the sooner they win the game. So yeah, different mentalities out there. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm hard pressed to label it a good thing or a bad thing, and really just kind of a difference in preference, more so than anything. Let's go ahead and look at these lanes a little bit, though. For the first time in a while, we're seeing both teams tri-lane up against each other. So we have Magebane and Forsaken Archer, the two primary carries, going toe-to-toe. We're going to see Glacius get engaged on here. He's going to fall. It's going to be a pretty easy, well, not Bloodlust, an easy second kill here for GuC. Glacius just stepping way too far forward. I do like this tri-lane for the Legion team a little bit better. Of course, it's 2 ranged and 1 melee versus a double melee tri-lane. And generally speaking, that double melee doesn't really work out so well unless you've got something like a Behemoth with that fissure that gives him sort of a unique mechanic. Glancing at the farms, though, Forsaken Archer 8-3, Magebane 8-2, so they are kind of on par with one another at the moment. As we mentioned a few times in the past, in tri-lane scenarios such as this, sometimes having your primary farming recipient, aka Magebane here, as a melee does give you a little bit of an edge because he can capitalize on a hatchet, whereas Forsaken Archer cannot early on, and that can create a little bit of a disparity in favor of the melee hero. But we'll see how it plays out. So far, they're pretty even in the mid lane. We do have Hag going up against Polywog Priest. And Pixie Baby has now rotated here, and as has Flawless here on Fade. Perhaps trying to make something happen, so the tri-lane breaking up into a little bit more of a dual roaming support to try and capture an edge for their mid lane. Wretched Hag needs to be a little bit careful here. If she steps forward a little bit too far forward, she very well may fall. All the while in the top lane, Magebane struggling a little bit in the 1v3 environment. This is a little bit risky. Pixie Baby and Flawless need to make something happen. They're sacrificing a lot of Magebane farm right now by leaving that lane. Not going to be able to secure a kill in the mid. They're going to roam all the way down to the bottom. They sure as hell better make something happen on the Moon Queen here.
Yeah, definitely. They are wasting a lot of time, like transferring from top lane to the middle and to the bottom. So it's best that they actually land the kill on the Moon Queen. If not, they are really wasting a lot of opportunities for Magebane to actually get farmed up. And right now, Magebane is having a hard time. He can't really get any farm up there. So, yeah, perhaps they have to do something about this.
Yeah, I mean, they were dead even in farm. Now Forsaken Archer pulling ahead 14-10, Magebane 8-2, and now he's going to be able to pull the lane and pick up a couple of last hits. But still, his farm is really starting to diminish compared to Forsaken Archer. And also, that does mean Forsaken Archer is picking up close to free farm here. Well, Bubbles and Polywog Priest doing very nicely, though. I'm still a little bit curious as to why these two, Pixie Baby and Flawless, feel the need to be so serious about their roaming here. I mean, they very well could just sit back and help Magebane farm. I don't know why they felt the need to leave the lane so early. Glacius has boots, Fade does not, so it's not like they can traverse the map very quickly. If they both had Striders, perhaps this strategy would be a little more effective. But seeing them without that additional movement speed, we'll see. Glacius going to come in. There's the slow. There's the Shell Surf, the freeze, and it looks like they will be able to set this kill up on the Moon Queen, but she's going to be able to take one with her. Bubbles is going to fall. Very poorly organized fight right there for pardon me, MuFC. Fade going to come in just a little bit too late. It's going to be a 1-for-1. Hard to call that a cost-effective exchange here for our Hellborn team.
Yeah, definitely. So right now they are still like lost of their path and don't know what they are doing. So right now we can see Glacius at the bottom, him actually pick up some farm. And yeah, I'm pretty lost, and as well as them. So wish to see something better happen.
Yeah, absolutely. The sad part is, though, that it's really still pretty even despite these two moving around. We have a dead even game at the moment. The experience gap is non-existent in gold, very slightly in favor of the Hellborn side, but again, not really by too big a margin, probably just from that early Bloodlust, and I imagine that's probably about it. Moon Queen, though, is now level 6, and this is when she gets a little bit more scary. She's been having a better time than she should have in this close lane, and now she is going to be a scary force to deal with. Her farm, 18-7, Bubbles 20-8, so they're kind of on point with one another. We very well could see a pretty intense engage down here in the bottom. A Luna and Hammerstorm going to migrate their way down from the top lane, so it's just going to be Magebane and Forsaken Archer having fun up in the top. They're going to be farming away. We're going to see an engagement on the Moon Queen. She's going to get the ultimate off. It's going to do a hell of a lot of damage. They're going to get the kill on the Moon Queen, but can a Luna and Hammerstorm come in and clean this up? There's the Hammer Throw, only going to connect with Fade. The Power Throw only going to connect with Glacius. There's the stun. It's going to catch Fade. That'll be enough for a kill. Bubble's going to be in a little bit of trouble. The Shell Surf coming up, though. I think they're going to be, at best, making this a 1-for-1. No, power throw. Very sloppy play from Bubbles right there. He's going to wait to Shell Surf, and it's going to cost him his life. Double tap. Going to come out for a Luna. Very nicely done. Courier going to fall as well. Oh, no. Min, this Hellborn team starting off so strong with a free Bloodlust, and they're going to throw it away behind now by 1 kill, but losing that Courier. That's a nice 400 gold investment down the tubes. They're going to have to pick up another one. Ouch. That stings.
Yeah, I don't know why the Courier is there, and it seems that there's no item in the Courier, so
that's good news.
I think it's a bit of miscommunication down there, so yeah, I think they have to be more active in their gameplay.
Yep, that's definitely a good point. It does make you wonder a little bit. Magebane going up against Forsaken Archer. It looks like the Legion tri-lane hung around just long enough to give Forsaken Archer a nice edge. He's a level up on Magebane and still a way ahead in the way of farm. 300 GPM versus about 180. The level 5 Captain Arsenal here. Not farming nearly as well as he would like, but he does have the health tube now. That is going to help him out quite a bit. Level 6 Forsaken Archer does have her Steam Boots. Looks like the Hellborn team's moving up, looking to find an opportunity. Hazem needs to be a little bit careful here. Hammerstorm is nearby, but I don't know they're going to find the engager they're looking for. Pixie Baby going to throw a nice aggressive ward down and going to give him a little bit of sight into the lane. Unfortunately, Forsaken Archer just a little bit too wise to the ruckus here. 2 roaming supports missing. She's going to play it safe. Very wise.
Yep, that's right. So, well, looks like Magebane is kind of recovering from his farm and pretty, I can say, decent right now compared to just now. And yeah, and looks like he's a bit of trouble right here. And there's a stun coming from Hammerstorm, followed by a creeping volley, and the piercing arrow will be able to finish off Magebane down there. And a quick ulti coming out from Bubbles will be able to catch Hammerstorm and Forsaken Archer, but will only be able to bring down Hammerstorm.
Wow.
So
that was beautifully done. Well, a couple things beautiful right there. Nicely done by Bubbles to pour it in just at the right time to secure those kills. But I think an even better play was that Hammerstorm. You notice in the Kelp field they split into 3 different directions. Hammerstorm was allowed them to secure that kill, but kept his teammates safe and sound. Now they're going to be able to do this. It's going to be another 1-for-1. Polywog Priest going to catch Forsaken Archer. There's not going to be any follow-up though. Looks like this Hellborn side actually going to come out a little bit ahead. And they're going to come out 1 kill ahead in this engage. That's going to level out the game 6-6 here, 9 minutes in. A lot of action in the top. It was sort of a whole bunch of little fights all over the place, and the Polywog Ward's unfortunately thrown down in kind of an odd spot. He had the tongue tie on Archer, but didn't have the teammates nearby to follow up. So a noble thought, but unfortunately not going to go so well. Forsaken Archer now 2-0-1. Having a pretty solid start here. Glancing at the GPM chart, neck and neck with Polywog Priest, both of them just bordering that 300 GPM mark.
Yeah, that's right. So Polywog Priest, at least Polywog Priest is quite farmed up, and I think he will get his portal key as soon as possible. So it will be huge for the Hellborn team. So once he gets his portal key, he will be able to shut down most of the carries from the Legion side, be it Forsaken Archer or Moon Queen. So yeah, definitely looking forward to his portal key.
Yep, Moon Queen farming very well down here in the bottom lane. He's had an open lane now that Bubbles has left it alone a little bit. He's moving around the bottom because he's looking for a 10-minute rune. Actually, I don't know where it spawned. It ended up in someone's bottle. There we go. There's actually going to be an invisibility in the bottle of Polywog Priest. Bubbles headed mid though. Wretched Hag going to be in a little bit of a sticky wicket here. Look at all that crowd control. That's going to be an easy kill. Hiroki going to pay the ultimate price, unfortunately. Very nicely done. The Kelp field straight into Hex. Absolutely nothing Hag could do. Way too much burst damage. Polywog Priest, not enough mana for the ult, but may be able to pressure this mid tower with the Voodoo Wards. Meanwhile, at the top lane, Magebane, same story, different chapter. He's going to get caught, except in this chapter, he survives. 15 hit points, going to live to tell the tale. And we're going to see Hammerstorm pay the ultimate price. Very nicely done by Magebane. Talk about close calls, though. Probably should have been a kill for GuC, but he's going to slip away by the skin of his teeth.
Yep, definitely. Wow, just an escape from his death, and he's really lucky from there. I think perhaps because of his Helm of the Black Legion that saved his life. So, yeah, really lucky Magebane down there.
Yep. Absolutely, absolutely. Moon Queen's farm continuing to improve though. She's now on par with Forsaken Archer, pardon me, sitting around 260 GPM, so she's been able to recover a little bit from that rocky start. She is only 1-3-2 in the way of KDA, but that creep score is starting to improve quite a bit. I'll be curious to see what Moon Queen does in the way of items this game. Perhaps an early Shrunken Head to deal with some of these crowd controls on the Team Eclipse side of things. And let's see here. Could there be some engagement up at the shop? Bubbles may find himself in a bit of a sticky wicket. He does not have a point and take cover. He's going to get stunned, and yeah, that's going to be the end of Bubbles. Shell Surf down. He does have a Kelp Field, and he is going to throw it. Is that going to be enough to keep him alive? No. Wretched Hag going to come in with the sonar screen. There's the Dove Blast. It's going to connect with Fade. He's going to be slowed by the Haunt, and yep, down he goes. Nice power throw. Hiroki going to be able to pick up that double tap. Beautifully done. Bubbles almost surviving there. I thought that Kelp Field may be enough, but Hag going to come in to take out the trash, so to speak. Going to tie it up again. 8-8 now. 12.5 minutes in.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, well, in this game, it seems that GuC is performing better than Eclipse, so they actually get back their communication, and they are really teaming up with each other really well right here. So really happy to see that, and yeah, absolutely
right. GuC, I don't want to say it looks like a different team, but they really have been stepping it up. In game one, they weren't looking nearly as crisp. They weren't staggering those stuns quite so well. And here they are definitely looking a little bit better. And don't forget, guys, there's a good chunk of money on the line, 10K RM. And that is about 3,000 American, I think about 3,300 in US dollars. So pretty good chunk of change on the line for this September qualifier. And of course, the winning team does secure a spot in the finals, the big tournament. So definitely some motivation to try here. A good bit is on the line, and I imagine they want to take home the win. This bottom lane, the tier 1 tower, going to take a lot of pressure. Not much Moon Queen can do about it. The illusions from Polywog Priest helping to pressure this tower. A little bit surprised he didn't drop the Voodoo Wards. This could have been a very easy tower push here. Now he's going to run out of creeps. He's going to be forced to tank it, and the creep's going to come in as well. So interesting play from Polywog Priest. Hopefully, for his sake at least, it doesn't get denied. All the while on the top lane, Mage Bane, he's going to get caught again. That's going to be the Piercing Arrows, the third time he's going to get caught like that with this Tri lane, and it's going to work out in favor of a kill. 2 out of 3 times he's gone down to pay the ultimate price. Still tunnel vision on this bottom lane. The tower getting low. Moon Queen going to come in. And what's he going to do here? Is he going to get the ultimate off? That's going to be the ultimate. It's going to do a hell of a lot of damage. Bubbles is going to fall, perhaps. And, yeah, both of them. It's going to be a 2-for-1. The tower is in deny range. Are they going to be able to time these last hits? No. Polywog Priest does score the last hit with the Voodoo Wards, but across the map, that's going to be a 1-for-3 hero exchange. The Legion team actually coming out ahead now. Pulling ahead for the first time in this game, really. 2K gold, 2K experience. Very nicely done.
Yeah, that was really nicely done. I mean, despite of dying to the Legion team, he managed to get the last hit on the tower. So at least some incentive get back there from the death. So yeah.
Yeah, and I can't help but feel like a lot of these players, and myself included, have been underestimating the power of Moon Queen's ult. I mean, right there, that was such a well-placed Moon finale. Did so much damage, secured that first kill on the Glacius, and then set up the kill to make the death on Bubbles possible. And I also want to comment on this Bubbles build a little bit. He is level 9. Right now, he's 4-4-0 with 1 point in the Kelp Field. Seems like a strange build to me. It seems that 1 point in take cover is so valuable. You can use it to disjoint spells. I mean, of course, leveling it up all the way is quite good also, but it is a little bit of a 1 point wonder, so to speak. A little bit surprised to see that he's yet to have a point in take cover.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. I mean, with that 1 point, he will be able to disjoint quite a lot of spells, and you don't really need the full duration, just maybe the 0.2 seconds of it, and you'll be able to do wonders for you. So, well, you may be able to escape death with that spell as well. So I'm not sure why he does not want to add a point to it, and yeah, I'm really scratching my head. on this.
Yeah, myself as well. I mean, not to pick on him too much, but 1, 4, and 6. That is one of the lower KDAs in this game, and you could probably argue that take cover would have come in handy during a couple of those sicky situations. So, an interesting choice nonetheless. It does give him a little bit of additional burst damage, so perhaps he was hoping to be a slightly more aggressive Bubbles here. He does have quite a few assists on the board, tied with Glacius, as well as Hammerstorm, all around for 6 assists as the highest in the game. Forsaken Archer now has picked up her Blessed Orb, though, so that's going to be a step in the right direction towards probably a Geometer's Bane, though very well could be a Nullstone as well, depending on what Forsaken Archer wants to go for. Pardon me. Mage Bane not going to go for the early Rune Cleaver route, recognizing he's been picked on in that top lane. Going to go for the early Helm of the Black Legion, so he's going to get that survivability. That's going to give him a lot more utility here in the kind of early to mid game as we're sort of to phase out of this laning phase. He's going to be able to move around. I mean, he can participate in these team fights a little bit. He's got some survivability. His damage output isn't that great, but he can survive some at least right-click auto-attack DPS here. Wretched Hag going to get caught by Fade. The follow-up not going to be there in time. Hag going to be able to blink away. Also, the tier 1 in the bottom lane did fall while this engage was brewing. And here it is. Forsaken Archer going to throw the volley. Beautiful piercing arrows. Some nice stuns coming out as well. The Hellborn side, they're going to start to crumble. GuC looking to be in great position. They're going to pick up a kill onto Glacius as well as Bubbles. Fade in a little bit of trouble here. He's stuck with the Haunt. He's going to get caught by the volley. Yeah, that's going to be a 3-0. I don't want to say it was an overcommitment by MuFC, but just a beautiful catch from GuC right there. And they're going to be rewarded handsomely. Hammerstorm trying to juke around Polywog Priest. Nice ward trap going to come out. And I think that may well be the end of Hammerstorm. Yep, he's going to go down. The jolt certainly going to be enough to finish him off. The tier 1 tower in the mid lane does fall. It's going to be a 1 for 3 and a tower. 8k gold, 6k advantage now in favor of GuC.
Yeah, definitely. They really amazed me with this game. Look at their coordination. It's like, wow, amazing with the Wretched Hag, especially. He's really doing a lot in this game, assisting his teammates. So, yeah, well played there by Wretched Hag. And perhaps Mage Bane really needs some farm right now, and he's really lacking of DPS item. As we can see right now, he's really going for the full tank build with the Vestment and the Helm of the Black Legion. So, yeah, perhaps he might be able to grab some DPS item like Rune Cleaver, at least to improve his farming speed. If not, just go for Geometer's Bane straight. Right. And yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, he may be well advised to just go straight for the Geometers. It'll be a nice mixture of damage output, but also give him some of that survivability. The nice thing about Mage Bane in this game is he is the hardest carry. He will eventually take this game over, but it is going to be a matter of time and surviving this kind of level 11 to level 16 mark, where Moon Queen, Forsaken Archer, and kind of the rest of this mid-game focused team is particularly scary. It's still going to be a while going, another at least 10-15 minutes where Mage Bane is going to have to really improve this farm and make something happen. We're going to see Wretched Hag catch Glacius here. Glacius probably going to go down. Yeah, there's that red power throw, and that's going to finish him off. Luna going to be the proud recipient of that kill. Nicely done by Hag as well to make that happen. We see Wretched Hag with the Warhammer as well as the Mighty Blade sitting in the inventory. She's going to be working towards that Shrunken Head here, coming up pretty damn quick. Tier 2 in the top lane looking like it's going to fall. An easy push here for GuC. Totally uncontested by Eclipse. All the while, though, Polywog Priest does manage to get the tier 1 in the mid lane, so at least able to get a little bit of a gold boost. He's going to have to scurry back to the base, though. This tier 3 tower already taking a bit of pressure. GuC hopefully not overextending here. They may need to be a little bit careful.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, they are really in a comfortable and good position right now, so they don't want to throw this game away. So why not just back off and do some more farming then after that? If you are more comfortable and in a greater position, then push again. So no hurry. And this is really the last game for them and their last opportunity, so they should get hold of it and play as safe as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, with this lead, it would be such a bittersweet ending to see them throw it away and end up losing this series overall 2-0. They've got a nice lead set up for themselves, but this game is far from over. Like I said, a team with a Mage Bane, never be too eager to count them out. His farm is a little bit slow, but it's not terrible. I mean, 290 GPM, it's not great. It's, again, feigns in the shadow of a 420 GPM Forsaken Archer, but he still has plenty of chance to make a recovery here, especially depending on what he does with these next item choices. And right now, I mean, he's got some time to free farm. One of the biggest problems for this Legion team is going to be making sure that they stay aggressive. Right now, they're off to a great start. There are still 2 more outer towers remaining in the mid and bottom lanes. But after that, they need to make sure that they recognize that they're on the clock. And it can be so difficult to actually break into the base. So many times in the past, we've seen teams in situations like this pull ahead around the 20-minute mark, have a great mid-game, and then start to fall off in that late game if they don't hang on to that momentum. If they don't continue pressuring or they can't break into the base, they have to ensure that they can continue to find an edge via item choices. We're going to see him pick up a kill down here in the bottom lane on the Polywog Priest, but there's going to be some follow-up. Bubble's going to come in, and that's going to be a kill onto Tofu. Let's see if they're going to be able to finish off Hammerstorm. Indeed, they shall the freeze, and then ultimate from Glacius I think will be enough to finish him off. Hopefully, no. Oh my gosh, they're going to let him get away, and they're going to back it up. Fade was going to go in to try and finish off the kill, but now may go ahead and engage onto Hag here. This is going to be follow-up. This could have been a kill onto Hag if Fade had stunned perhaps in range of the wards, and if that shell surf hit, but unfortunately not the best, well, not the best, what's the word I'm looking for here? Execution by MuFC right there.
Yeah, that's exactly. So, well, a bit of misplay by MuFC a lot of time. They did pretty much lots of mistake in this game, like, firstly, at the early game, Glacius and Fate roamed too much, and they really set back Mage Bane quite a bit. So his item was delayed quite a bit of time, and right now, at least he's getting back on right on track. He has 2200 on the bank and pick up a Firebrand. So, well, it looks like he's going for Geometer's Bane straight, just like what you have said just now. So.
Yep.
Yeah, they are slightly back on the track and hope to see more actions and more kind of teamwork executed by the Hellborn team.
Yep. You know, Firebrand, of course, like you said, is going to be a stepping stone to work towards that Geometer's Bane. And oh no, Mage Bane stepping way too far forward. Captain Arsenal, buddy, that is not what you want to be doing. And not much ward coverage here for the Hellborn side. Had absolutely no idea. Beautiful execution from GuC right there. It's going to be a double tap coming out for Hiroki on that Wretched Hag. And very well may secure this tier 2 tower for GuC right here. I don't think there's going to be much of a defense from Eclipse. This Mage Bane needs to be so much more cautious, man. You can't get caught like that to start off these fights.
Yeah, definitely. So he got caught by the same strategy 4 times in a row, and it's the same. Yeah, and their stacks got stolen.
Yeah,
right
that,
here, so
that hurts. A double stack. Not only do you lose the gold that you would have gotten, but your opposition gain all of that additional gold that they otherwise really shouldn't have had by allowing them to take out your Ancient. So that really stings right there. They get a couple of free kills, a tower, and a double stacked Ancients. Now Luna's going to throw down a counter ward, and they're going to take out Pixie Baby's Ward of Sight here. That's, well, not quite full duration, but still has plenty of time left on, about a half duration ward here. That is so unfortunate. I'm getting a little bit more skeptical that MuFC will be able to bring this one back. It's looking like GuC may be able to take us into an ace match yet. Getting close to that point of no return as Forsaken Archer and Moon Queen both start to get a little more scary. Geometers in the inventory of Forsaken Archer and another 3,200 in the bank.
Yeah, that's right. So it looks like this game, they make pretty much lots of mistakes here and there, small or big, it doesn't matter, but well, you have to minimize your mistakes when you're playing Horn, and it's really big and it may cause the game tide to turn, even though you have good lineups. Like right now, their lineups are pretty solid and I really love their lineups, but it seems that there are too many mistakes here and there and cause their Mage Bane to get sacked back, and well, it's not totally over, but it's really huge margin right now. 13k goal deficit. Yeah. So.
Yeah, and that's a good way to put it. I mean, Mage Bane, luckily for him, he did spend the core of his money before he did die there. He had just picked up that Firebrand, so he didn't lose too much with that death, but it's more of the fact that they had to sacrifice a tower and they didn't really even have a chance for that engage. I mean, there is a portal key in the inventory of Polywog Priest. Bubbles with 1,600 in the bank is going to be pretty close to that portal key. And if they can just secure a good initiation, I mean, I imagine Fade's going to be saving up for a PK as well. Maybe things will change a little bit once those two heroes farm up another 500 or so and we see those portal keys pop in the inventory. That's a lot of initiation power, so perhaps if they can start being the aggressors here, allow the initiation to come out, and have Magebane follow up instead of having him be kind of the sacrificial lamb, so to speak, we may see a little bit more success come out for the Hellborn side. Shroud, though, has been picked up for Moon Queen, and that is a scary item choice. Whispering Helm and Shroud together. She's got a lot of armor, 52% damage reduction. That's going to slow down this Magebane a little bit.
Yeah, that's right. Shroud on the Moon Queen is really scary where he casts Moon Finale plus a Shroud. And you won't see her, but you'll see her Moonbeam.
Yeah. Just
a Moonbeam, and you will feel like, oh my god, what is happening? So, yeah, it's definitely huge. So,
yep.
Oh, we saw Glaciers actually executing the Glaciers Downpour. I don't know why. I think it's a... She pressed the wrong key, I guess. That's the best explanation I can come up with.
I was just going to say the same thing. It looks like just might have been a misclick there. Fortunate as that may be for Glacius. But alas, not the longest of cooldowns. Other items have been picked up here. Hag going to go ahead and grab a Blessed Orb, as well as Hammerstorm now going to have a portal key of his own. So even more initiation power for this Legion. So I think he may have had that portal key for a little while now, but still important to mention. And a Blessed Orb picked up for Moon Queen here as well, which I imagine will be a Geometers. And there we go. Forsaken Archer now going to be the one to grab a Shrunken Head. Polywog Priest going to grab his Shrunken Head as well. So core items being picked up all across the boards. Again, even though 13k gold, 10k experience deficit seems like a lot, this game was pretty even for the bulk of it. So core items still popping out on both sides. Keeping this an interesting game. Bubbles now just about 10 gold off of his portal key, which, as we already talked about, is going to be huge.
Yep. After Bubbles get his portal key, they will be able to execute initiate battle with the Polywog Priest as well. So yeah, he has finished his Shrunken Head, so it will be fairly easy job to actually do a ward trap on a carry hero for the opposite team. So yeah, this may be their chance and their turning point for this game.
Yep, certainly could be. The last remaining tier 2 tower for the Hellborn side is going to fall under heavy siege here, and it's looking like it's going to fall. MuFC going to opt just to sacrifice it, save their mana for another fight, and that fight may be knocking on their front door here. It doesn't look like GuC is too interested in backing off. And they're going to start pressuring this tier 3. There's the Geometers from Forsaken. And this tower going to start taking a lot of damage. If they're going to make this happen, it needs to be soon. Bubbles is waiting. He's ready. We see Fade off to the side. Fade's ready to go in. There's a ward of rev down. They need to make it happen now. There it is. Where's the kelp field? I don't even see it. Alright, there we go. Bubbles gets it off. Magebane going to go in. I don't think it's going to be enough, though. Hiroki's going to fall. Magebane actually doing a lot of damage. It's going to be a pretty even exchange. That tower doing a hell of a lot of DPS. The Hellborn side going to come out the victors. Aluna going to be the only one left alive. She's going to chuck a power throw, but it's not going to connect with anything at the end. Wow, that was the defense the Hellborn team needed. It's going to be a 3 for 4, but that'll help level things out a little bit. Magebane's GPM going to boost up a little bit here. He's got 2,100 gold, and that could be the beginning of a turning of the tides here, man. Magebane going to be able to pick up a little bit of farm. Still a 13k gold deficit, 8k experience, but they hold. The tower stays alive, and our Hellborn team showing us there's life in them yet.
Yep, exactly. So, from what I said just now, where Bubbles had his PK, it's really the good opportunity for them to actually turn the tide around and put that into advantage. So, right here we see that Magebane actually did a really good job with the Mana Reef and will be able to bring down most of their heroes. So, and he's pretty getting back on the right track, as we can see right here. So, wow.
That's absolutely true. Magebane back on the right track, so to speak. He is pretty damn close to that Geometer's Bane. So that is great news for him. Geometer's Bane, of course, the mana burn does propagate to the illusions, so that is an item that, amongst some other things, gives Mage Bane a lot more utility. And he's getting close to level 16, and you have to recognize that that is a scary time as well for this Legion team. They don't have nearly as much of an edge and experience as they do in Gold, and with Mage Bane level 16, that mana rift hurt in that team fight, and it's going to be even worse once it hits level 3 here. And it should be coming up pretty soon. It may not be up in time for this team fight. It does lower that cooldown as well, so he will have it up for all these team fights. Polywog Priest can be moving towards a Staff of the Master with that Blessed Orb, or pardon me, that Glowing Stone. Tier 3 tower in the mid lane is going to fall, though. The racks are going to be exposed. Again, GuC going to pressure hard. If our Hellborn team wants to make this happen, they're going to have to do it pretty damn soon. Same kind of a setup here, except this Legion team is nicely split. They're trying to avoid the perfect initiation, just chipping away at these barracks. They recognize they're on a timer. I applaud their efforts to try and make this happen. They're staying very well spread out. But this could still be a scary situation. Glacie's going to go into slow. Mage Bane going to go straight in as well. There's the ultimate from Moon Queen. Where's the follow-up going to be? Looks like a fairly even exchange so far. Hiroki doing a hell of a lot of damage. Mage Bane going to be forced to port back. And yeah, it's looking like this Legion side going to come out way ahead. It was a fairly even engage to start things off, but unfortunately the Kelp Field from Bubbles never came. The Voodoo Wards from Polywog never came. And if you can't get those ultimates off, you can't expect to come out ahead in those team fights.
Yep, that's right. So that was really unfortunate. They don't have, their ultimate was off cooldown, and they will not be able to be on the full potential in their engage, and well, they lost two sides of the barracks. That's really huge.
Absolutely, and getting close to that point where I think Eclipse here is going to be looking to tap out and move into just that ace match. With 2 lanes of racks down, man, it's I guess 1.5 lanes. It's going to be difficult. Of course, that limits Mage Bane's farming potential as well, because those super creeps do give less gold when you take them out. So it will give Mage Bane a little bit of farming potential in the way of lane control, because the creeps will always be pushed up, but it is going to slow him down in the grand scheme of things. Forsaken Archer now with the shield breaker kind of makes that Geometer's Bane on Mage Bane look a little bit less impressive.
Yep, that's right. Especially when the Forsaken Archers, what is the skill called? Oh, he does not have the split fire. So I guess it's not really to its fullest potential.
Yeah.
So when she has the split fire activated, the armor break actually spreads throughout. So it's really effective.
Yep. Yeah, and you know, part of the issue here with Forsaken Archer and that split fire is the early stats is really why a lot of people do this. That is one of the highly debated things about Forsaken Archer that, again, I've heard both sides of the argument. And on this one, I side on putting a few points in split fire. I mean, at this point, split fire is just a pure damage buff. There's absolutely no drawback as it used to be. If you remember, split fire used to actually lower the main target damage to spread it about, and this one does full single target damage and then just spreads it about to give him a ranged cleave. So I can't fathom why you wouldn't want to level it up, especially now at level 16. That split fire can start doing a hell of a lot of damage in these team fights. But well, they're winning. He's getting along without it, so I suppose we can't be too critical of a strategy that's working, huh?
Yeah, that's right. So I mean, it's no harm to actually add the point to the split fire, because like what you have explained just now, it's more of a damage buff than a it does not reduce the main damage of the target. So
there's no drawback whatsoever. It is purely a buff. So it's hard to fathom why not leveling it. I mean, maybe early on, of course, getting some early points in stats for some additional survivability might not be too bad. But yeah, I don't know. I'm sure he'll start putting points in it reasonably soon, though. And I would imagine so, at least.
Yep.
So we're going to see our Hellborn team. They're going to hang in here a little bit longer. They've got at least another team fight left in. A Mage Bane still continuing to farm up to about 350 GPM. He's got 2K in the bank. And I'm not sure where he's going to transition to from here. But still potential for him to take over in this game. They're running out of options, but they're not out of it quite yet. He's going to go ahead and pick up a Blessed Orb here. Not too many items that Blessed Orb could turn into, since he already has the Geometer's Bane. Could be a Null Stone, could be just straight into Frostwolf's Skull, or am I missing something? Could be a Sheep Stick, I suppose, though I don't imagine that'll be the case. So my best guess, Frostwolf's Skull, going to be coming out for Magebane. I don't know, what do you think, Min? It's sort of an odd thing to see that Blessed Orb pop into the inventory right after Geometers.
Yeah, I will guess it's a Frostwolf Skull as well. I mean, he does not need the Null Stone, as well as I don't think Shipstick is the correct item for Magebane to get. So,
yeah,
the best item I can have it in my mind, Frostwolf Skull.
Yep, and here we go. Wretched Hag going to go in. That'll be the end of Glacius to start up this fight, and shortly the end of Polywog Priest as well. It's not looking good for Magebane, and I think this may be a clean sweep. It's going to start off with a 3-0. GG's come out, and yeah, there we go. So GuC going to take it almost like a different team here in game number 2. Beautifully crisp execution, and they are going to have enough to take us into an ace match. It is only a best-of-3 series, guys. That means we have one final match coming up, and I'm greatly looking forward to it, man. I don't know who's going to take it, but I have to admit, starting to lose the voice a little bit. These back-to-back overnight casts, a little bit rough. Game 3, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, definitely. It will be the last and the final game for both teams, so they will give all they can and show what they are made of.
Absolutely, they're going to focus all firepower on the Superstar Destroyer. We'll see who's going to take it. Will it be Team Eclipse or Team GuC here in Game 3 of the finals? Stay tuned, guys. Don't go anywhere. The conclusion of the September online qualifier is coming in just a couple of minutes.